Hi everyone, so welcome to today's story. Today's story is based around the theme of it being Safer Internet Day today, and it's all about how we can remain safe when using the internet, because the internet is a wonderful thing, it's a wonderful tool, but we need to make sure that we can stay safe and protected when we're online. So before we start today's story, how should we use the internet? What should we use it for? Why is it important, and why do we need it? And then what can we do to keep ourselves safe on the internet? Okay, we've talked about keeping ourselves safe on the computer before. What things do you know about and how to keep yourself safe? And how can we make sure we stay safe when using the internet? We talked a lot about passwords and usernames over the last term. Why are these important? Why do we need those things? Try to remember the story as well in the autumn term that we talked about with the clam that gave out his personal information. What was the problem there? Today's story is called Digiduck's Big Decision. And if we look at the front cover, what do you think his big decision is going to be based around? What's he going to have to decide? So let's have a look at Digiduck's big decision. It says, one warm summery evening, Digiduck was in his room. He'd finished his homework and was enjoying playing on the internet before bedtime. Family Farmyard was his favourite website. He could play games and chat to his friends. Great fun. Many animals like to play at the farmyard, including Digiduck's best friends from school. So there's Footy Fox, there's Shy Sheep, there's Crazy Cat, there's Cool Cow, there's Proud Pig, there's Digiduck. So this is a website where he can play games and chat to his friends. Do you have any websites that you use to play games or chat to your friends? Do you have a favourite website? And look at the way their names are written. How are they written? Why is that different to normal? Digiduck's screen went ping and he saw a new message from a friend. How exciting, he thought. He opened it and giggled. What's he giggling at? What has he found funny? Someone had made a picture of Proud Pig looking very silly indeed. That is so funny, chuckled Digiduck. I must show you my friends. Before he could send the photo to everyone, Mummy Duck called up the stairs. Bedtime, darling duck. Wash your feathers, hop into bed, and I'll be up as quick as a flap to tuck you in. So he's seen this picture of Proud Pig looking very silly. What do you think he should do with it? Should he show his friends or shouldn't he? And it's about bedtime, so do you think he's going to send it before bedtime? Digiduck felt sleepy, so didn't argue. He didn't want to be tired for Proud Pig's party tomorrow. I'll send the photo in the morning, he decided. Soon enough, he was sound asleep. The sky grew dark and the stars were shining brightly. All that could be heard were the soothing snores of Mr. and Mrs. Duck. What's happened to his laptop there? What's happening? All of a sudden, a mysterious glow filled the room. What do you think might happen next? A dazzling flash and a wow, whee! Soon had Digiduck sitting up in bed awake. He watched in amazement as a large ball of feathers hurtled out the screen and rolled across the floor. Something magical has happened. What do you think has come out of the screen? Oof, I always have trouble with a landing, muttered the tangle of feathers as it straightened itself up and dusted itself down. Digiduck was looking up at an old owl, grey from tip to tail. Wise owl, said the owl, peering over his spectacles and holding out a wing to shake. Can you remember the story character work that we did a couple of weeks ago, and the fact that we normally see some characters that have the same attributes, the same personality, and this is a wise owl? I know you, exclaimed Digiduck. You're in charge of the farmyard website. Wise Owl smiled and said, I'm here for a very important matter. You're thinking of sending that photo, so I'm going to show you what might happen if you do. So Wise Owl is what's called an administrator. Okay, he is an admin for the site and he looks after the website and has come in to show Digiduck what might happen if he shares that photo. What do you think would happen if you shared a photo? Think about your friends. If you had a silly photo of your friends and you shared it, what might happen? There was no time to ask what on earth Wise Owl was talking about. He swiftly scooped Digiduck up and they flew out into the night, off through time to the future. So this wise owl has appeared and is going to show Digiduck the future. There might be another story that you can think of where somebody or a character is taken into the future to show them what might happen. Can you think what it might be? After a bumpy flight, they landed outside Shy Sheep's cottage. Digiduck peered inside and saw his best friends gathered together. Cool Cow had brought a game that they all wanted to play. Why am I not there? Asked Digiduck, confused. We always play together. Unfortunately, you haven't been invited, replied Wise Owl. Why do you think he wasn't invited? After you sent the photo, Shy Sheep found Proud Pig crying in the playground. She was very sad to see Proud Pig so upset, especially as the picture had come from you, Digiduck. You're supposed to be friends. It was only a joke, said Digiduck in surprise. Wise Owl picked him up and off they zoomed. Next they flew across a field and hovered over a barn. It was Proud Pig's party and DJ Dog was playing. What do you think the consequence of Digiduck sending that picture was? He was really excited for the party. What do you think has happened? I'm not there either, noticed Digiduck. I'm afraid Proud Pig changed his mind, said Wise Owl. Everyone at school was calling him names after they saw his photo, and DJ Dog was very cross that you had sent it. Oh, mumbled Digiduck. I was looking forward to that party. Wise Owl nodded off, and off they sped. The last stop looked very familiar. This is my house, cried Digiduck. Through the window, Digiduck saw himself sitting at the table. In front of him was a delicious cake with candles and colourful frosting. However, all the other chairs were empty. What do you think is happening in this picture? Why is he upset, and why is there a candle and cake there? It's my birthday. Where are all my friends? Wept Digiduck as tears rolled down his cheek. How's he feeling? Wise Owl knew that Digiduck had seen enough. He wrapped his wings around him and off they whizzed. On the journey back through time, poor Digiduck was feeling sad and puzzled. He really needed some help, so Wise Owl explained everything. It all started when you sent that photo to your friends. Everyone in school had seen it by lunchtime. Proud Pig was extremely upset. And it didn't stop there, continued Wise Owl. People laughed at Proud Pig for a long time because his picture was on the internet. Your friends were very worried that you might make fun of them too. Digiduck suddenly understood that if he sent the photo, it could cause a terrible muddle. I didn't think anyone would mind. I just wanted to make my friends laugh. Sometimes we say and do silly things, but I never mean to be unkind, he whispered. Back in Digiduck's room, Wise Owl drew the covers and comforted him softly. I know that, but sadly your friends don't, or didn't. So, having seen the future, what do you think Digiduck should do with the photo? Should he share it with his friends and make them all laugh? Or should he keep it to himself and report it? Digiduck, he said gently, you are a lovely duck and a great friend. The internet is a wonderful place to have fun, but you need to behave as you do in the real world. Say kind things to your friends and make sensible choices. And with that, Wise Owl vanished. The sun rose in the sky and Digiduck woke up. The photo, he remembered. This is quite an important story because we talk a lot about consequences and what happens when you say or do things. And Digiduck has been shown the consequences of his actions. So if he was to send that picture, these things would happen. He rushed across the room and the message was still there, just as it was last night. Digiduck was over the moon. He skipped and sang, I can do the right thing. But what should we do? Who should we tell? Asked Mummy Duck. We must tell the family farmyard website, replied Digiduck happily. Mummy Duck removed the picture and they sent it back to Wise Owl. Digiduck smiled. Wise Owl would be so pleased with him. So Digiduck has decided to ask his mum to help him put this right, and she has reported it to the administrator so that they can take it down and nobody else can see it and not hurt Proud Pig's feelings and not cause all those bad things to happen. Proud Pig's party after school was terrific and Digiduck enjoyed it more than anybody knew. He brought his camera and took photos that he and his friends all agreed were magnificent. Digiduck knew he had been given a second chance and promised to do his best to look after others on the internet. As he shared his photos with his friends, he cheerfully looked forward to everything that they would enjoy together in the future. So that story has a happy ending. So he's thought about his consequences. He's seen what could possibly happen if he shared something unkind on the internet, and then he's made the right choice by asking his mum or asking a parent to help. And that's a really important message, that if you see something on the internet, you need to get an adult to help you if it's something that you feel is wrong or unright. And there's always the chance to do something right. As we said, that there's consequences to our actions, and we can always choose to do the right thing. That's it for today, and I will see you tomorrow for some more stories.